Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. All right. And for those on the podcast and not watching, he's wearing a lovely Pac-Man t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hollis Thomas. What's up, Tank?
Chilling, man. How you feeling?
I feel fantastic. And I got to tell you, you got me all in the feels. I'm gonna flash this picture. I've seen a lot of people. This is from Brian Dawkins' golf outing. I've seen a lot of people post this. Our boy Hugh Douglas posted this. I think you posted this as well. Derek Gunn posted it. This is like so much of my childhood, including you, my friend, in this photo. This is an unreal photo. Yeah, it's Darwin Walker, Jeremiah Trotter, yourself, Trent Cole, that guy Ike Reese that we know. We got Hugh Douglas there, Chad Lewis, Harold Carmichael, Brian Westbrook, D Gunn. How did D Gunn weasel his way into this photo? And is that Willie? Is that Willie T? Oh my God, Willie T! Oh my goodness! How much fun? How much fun was that golf outing, my friend?
It was tremendous because Quick was there as well. Was it Seth Jordan was there, dude? Tim Brown was there, and Eddie George. I know.
Oh my goodness!
Jaworski was there. Merle Reese. Man, it was a great time, dude. But it was like the greatest. But Takeo Spikes was there. Javon Curse. Trey T was there. Trey T was there the night before.
Okay.
It was a bunch of us there. It was a great time. It was like a reunion.
Wait, hold on a second. Merrill Reese went to a golf course? No way. I don't believe it. That's impossible. Tank, it's so damn good to see you again, my friend. It's great to have you on the program. Of course, people have been saying, when are you going to get Tank back on? When are you going to take back on? I was like, you hold your horses. You hold your horses. How you been? What have you been up to?
Well, as you know, I was in a fight with Spike Eskins again, so I have no qualms or trepidation about saying that. But
your favorite pastime?
Yeah, well, the powers that be. Your old predecessor, he wanted me to come back for his final year, and he was fighting tooth and nail to get me back on. That's why I was trying to just keep everything clean until I got that out of the way. And I just I asked him one time, I was like, just you got to let me know what you're going to do, because I'm not going to sit around twiddling my thumbs waiting on you guys, waiting on those guys, and then they just tell you no at the last minute, and I haven't done anything. So I just got back on the horn. I've been just doing nothing lately, but what you just saw, the golf tournament. I'm probably going to get my own podcast going here pretty soon. I've been talking to some people. I won't mention them on your forum. I just really got in touch with them, and I've been doing some picking out which trips I'm gonna go on. There should be an announcement coming pretty soon.
Oh, look at you! Very nice. Okay.
And as you can see, I still haven't got my camera the way I wanted to yet, because I keep looking in and leaning in and stuff. Then I just been watching the Phillies, and I was watching. I didn't know how many games the Flyers had, because every time I looked up, they had another one. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought when the playoffs started. And so I was watching the Flyers because they would go on like a 2 or 3 game winning streak, and then they lose. then they go on a couple of game losing streak, then they win. And then I started watching the Phillies, who started out like a house of fire. But actually, I put the Sixers in there, which is a Sixers game, which is a playoff games and stuff. And they're still getting ousted in the second round. And people are yelling and stuff like, you can just roll a ball on the team and throw 5 guys out there, and they're going to have the straight continuity to build a championship, have a championship go at it, and that's never going to happen. Especially when we don't have a strong bench. When a lot of those guys didn't show up, and they were expecting out of shape. I'm just coming off injury. James Harden to come in and save us, and with a 10, not a 10-man, but we Joel Embiid was being held on by like duct tape and toothpicks right now because of all the injuries he got.
Yeah,
and so it just wasn't on time. And it's like when you look at it, everybody keeps talking about trust the process, and the process has got you exactly where you've been getting before the process started, to the second round of the playoffs.
Purgatory.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much purgatory if you do it right. And I was like, I've watched a couple of teams while we were bullcrapping around and losing, and I trust the process. You trust it now? Do you? You still can't get past second round.
No.
Some of the people that we let go during the process have gotten the title, and have been to the finals. and been on winning rosters.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we got? Second round ousted.
Yeah, the question was how you been.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And now I'm
great.
watching basketball playoffs. I've been rolling with the fans, just like
how you been. What have you been up to? Yeah, you're right. You're exactly.
That is Philly. That is
God.
Philly in a nutshell. For
me. I miss you so damn much.
But I've been riding away. See, it's like I'm pretty much like most of the fans here in Philadelphia right now. Is when the hell does football season start?
Okay.
With all the moves made, and I told you I wanted to come on after I met all the big guys and stuff.
Yes, you did.
We got a good group. We got a good group of kids. No, we do. And it's like when I say that.
Yeah.
When I say that, it's like they want to win. They come from winning programs, and a lot of them play together. And they played together more than just in college. Some of them played together as well as in high school, and they expect to win, and they prepare to win. So we hadn't had that in a while. We kept on putting piece and crap together. Like I hated to see Alex Singleton go, but I was a little tired of the play of watching on third down. We don't have the speed and the wherewithal to keep up with the receivers coming across the middle to even kick them back to the DBs that's chasing them. And we were on the field. We were not good on third and long. And then it's like we were good on third and short, but our third and long defense, a lot of people don't realize that middle of the field, it actually means something, especially on third and long, because you hit one of them fast jokers, and then they get the first down, and now we're out there for another 4 downs. And as a big dog, another 4 downs could be heartfelt. Really. So,
that is that answers everything I was going to ask you. So thanks for coming. No, in all seriousness, yeah, you said you wanted to meet everybody first. You did that. You were there at the alumni event. You were there meeting the young guys as well. But I want to go back to this story because I remember you and I were on the air at the same time that the Eagles drafted Bo Allen. And if I remember correctly, he was a 7th round pick, and you couldn't stop talking about how you got to get that warthog. You got to get that warthog. And now they go, you need a young warthog. And this year they go out there and they get Jordan Davis with their first pick in the first round, and they handle their business. How excited are you? And what's your early scouting report of Jordan Davis?
Well, I talked to him for the longest though. Actually, I talked to him. I talked to a bunch of the free agents, but I talked to him the longest. he came over there, and dude, watching him not only in college and then knowing what happened in college. I don't know if it's a period where I feel like he knew he had arrived. Do you remember the first time when they played Alabama and they lost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
And the talks were about him being in shape, about him not being able to play, just being out there. And all Alabama did was ran hurry up offense to make sure when he was out there, he stayed his happy ass out there. And he said, and unbeknownst to me, Hugh Douglas was talking about him on his radio show down there. And I think he had a heart-to-heart with him because then apparently he looked at film and he went and started doing the card like I used to do the cardio and stuff after everybody else is done and making sure that when I'm on the field, I wasn't a liability. I was like, you have to do the cardio stuff because you at 50% or 40% after a couple of plays is not good. It's like, but if you get your wind up and drop a couple of pounds, it goes a long way. You do it the right way. You do it with doing the cardio, doing your work after practice. You still have a little bit more to do because you have a little bit extra weight to carry. So you do that, and him doing that. That's why you saw a dominating performance in the national championship game against them. He was one of the main reasons. He didn't have to come off the field. He wasn't a liability. And then to see what he did from the end of that to actually when he got drafted, he should have been drafted before the kid Evan, the offensive tackle, because he was talking about how sore he was about the long thing and this and that. To see what Jordan Davis did and losing that weight and losing like about 20 pounds and coming in and running that fast and still having the strength. Dude, we are in for some awesome stuff.
Sounds good to me.
His attitude and stuff is great. He just wants to come in and win. He wants to come in, win, and dominate. And I was like, I just told him, you're a big dog. Everybody doesn't think when you're that size, everybody thinks you're going to eat your way out of it. eat your way out of the money. That's what I was like, and that's what they're going to say about you. Especially if you start having problems with your weight, you have to come in and prove yourself week in and week out. And because you're a big dog and you got drafted in the first round, you're going to be looked at and you're going to be highly scrutinized. And I was like, I was scrutinized, but not like you. You're going to be. I was just undrafted. I was like, every time every time you see a coach, they're going to be like, hey, come get on the scale for me. It's like, seriously? Not even a high?
Let me ask you about somebody else that had some criticism, so much so that he actually fell to the third round, Nakobe Dean. Were you surprised to see him fall to the third round?
Yes, I was surprised to see, and I was surprised to see us pass over him the first time in the second round. We didn't have a second round pick, did we?
No, Cam Jurgens, the center.
Yeah. Oh man, I was surprised to see us pass over, but I know he's coming in. I did see Cam beef jerky.
Yeah, exactly. He makes his own beef jerky.
Yes, he has a cow
cattle ranch.
Cow farm. Cattle ranch. Cattle ranch. Yeah, cattle ranch. But talking to Nakobe, he's in there. He's trying to get it. But somebody they say is Jordan is handling business now.
Okay.
They talking about Jordan. Jordan's handling business.
Okay.
I talked to Brandon Graham, friend of the program. I was talking to him yesterday at the golf outing, and he was like Jordan. Because I was asking him about Nakobe Dean. He's like, but Jordan, and that speed that he showed on that 40. See, because I wanted to know that too, and I'm gonna get an opportunity to go to a practice. I'll come back on after I go to, because next week they're having OTAs now, organized team activities. And Nick Sirianni invited me over. He said, anytime you want to come over, just call and come over. And all the players was just like, come over. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna pick a date next week because they go Monday through Thursday on the organized team activities. I just want to see them in there and just running around because I know I played with Will Smith, the defensive end that got killed. He ran a 4.4 at the combine as a defensive end. And we were practicing one day. And I seen him run. We were chasing the ball, and I was seeing him run past some defensive backs that's supposed to be fast. And he was running by them like nobody's business. So wow. I'm looking to see that from Jordan Davis. But Nakobe Dean, I think we got him. The way we got him, he's going to be hard to stop. Mainly because he's going to have a chip on his shoulder because of what you just said. About
falling in the draft, yeah.
And it's like look at the kid we got out of Middle Tennessee. Is a safety. I don't know if you saw how fast that kid was. He's a white kid. He wears number 12. Him and Carson Strong. Carson Strong. They could get mixed up because they have the same exact build, but the kid out of Middle Tennessee is extremely fast, and we need some stuff like that at safety. They sure and. Carson Strong, he's a little bit of a beast. I talked to him for a long time too. He's from Nevada, so he's in Cali, but he's from Nevada Wolfpack. So I was talking to him about some stuff, and I was there as the good time uncle, so to speak.
Please go on, detail. No,
but they was mostly most of them were asking about where you get a good cheesesteak from. So I'm gonna have my brother put some cheesesteaks together, and I'm gonna drop them off over there for him. So, but
there you go.
But I was thoroughly impressed with and some of the young free agent defensive backs. They were extremely like knowledgeable. Some of them we got from a former coach, Mike Reed, that was here out of Clemson, the kid out of Clemson. Then we got Josh. Where's Josh last? He's out of Alabama. There's another. They had some extremely big defensive backs, and I talked to Nick Sirianni for like 10 minutes, and I was just telling him how happy I was to see a coach here. Was not nothing against Doug, but I think Doug's hands were tied a little bit more than Nixon's going to be as far as like getting a competition. Because right now we're building a young team, and when you build a young team, competition at every position. We're not giving out participation trophies. That's what I felt like. I felt like under Doug, they kind of hamstrung him, and they told him who was going to be playing it, and then they brought his coaches in. It's like I think they're giving Nick Sirianni the latitude to have competition at the positions because competition breeds winning, And because if you don't do your job, it's somebody waiting to take your spot. And if you don't have that fear, when they say fear that you're gonna have your ass sitting next to the coach, and then the next thing you know, you're out the door. Because then there's somebody behind that person that's going to be fighting for spots too. But when you have that type of fear, it breeds in you having a good roster, and yet that's where you truly have the next man up principle. When you have that type of fear of losing your job, dude, ain't nothing like it. You produce a winner.
That's what I've heard. So let me ask you this. What do you see changing, if anything, now that James Bradbury's here, now that Hassan Reddick's here? Whoa! But let me say this. Generally, while we're on it, we'll just go ahead and focus on it. James Bradbury signs with the Eagles, 1 year, $10 million. He's going to play whoever Darius Slay's not lined up against. You gotta love that. How do you not?
You know why you love that too? You love the deal because he's not on one of those deals where, I got time to prove I got time. No, you gotta prove yourself this year, or you out of here like next year. It's like, and I think what happened was the Rams did this, and it worked. You bring somebody in that's familiar with the system that you do. You don't give them no 3 or 4 year contract with no bunch of money up front and all that stuff. You prove what you're worth. If you prove that you're worthy of a 2-year contract, a 2-year contract after this, okay. But we're not gonna tie up all the bread and stuff, and then you come in here and start laying and lounging around and stuff, but we don't have a winner. But it also breeds competition at every spot. So if he's not doing his job, I have no qualms or qualifications about sitting your ass next to me. Mm-hmm. So it's but I love the fact that they brought that kid in like the way they did, and he's got a chip on his shoulder as well because they paid him in New York, so they still owe him some money, but he's got something to prove. So because it's only a 1-year deal, unless you want this to be your one and done, that's right. It. So and nobody wants to leave a bad legacy. So I think with this, we will be. Let me formulate this for you the way I formulated it yesterday.
Okay.
We would truly try to be a true top 10 defense instead of being a top 10 defense only by number.
Ooh.
When I say that is because we were top 10, but when we would march downfield as an offense and score, then turn around and give up a damn 12-play drive.
Yeah, right.
If you you have a young offense, you can give them so much. They already got some confidence, but you will build so much of a bully if I know my defense is going to come out here and smack your people in the mouth and not let you march downfield and score any type of points. Now I'm over here sitting on side. Okay, first down. Okay, there's another first down. There's another first down, and now we're 8 plays into their drive, and I'm lukewarm now. So it's like so if you get a true top 10 defense that comes out there and smacks people in the mouth, get 3 and out, get turnovers. How many interceptions do we have? Like we had no creativity defensive.
Practically nothing. But on that note, then, do you see Jonathan Gannon then being a little bit more dialed up? Recently, Brandon Graham came out and said that he expects Jonathan Gannon to open it up this year with all these weapons. Do you think Gannon will open it up a little bit?
He better. If he does not open it up, you remember? I don't know if you remember when Nick Sirianni brought his happy ass in his office and reprimanded him about the crap that he was seeing. Uh-huh. It's going to be way worse than that. Somebody else might be calling the shots.
Ooh! See, now that's interesting. That's interesting because Jonathan Gannon.
I was going to say, I feel like that's the next way to go. If I give you, like last year, you can say, okay, you didn't have what you needed to do what we wanted you to do. Now we're giving it to you. What are you going to do with it? Now we should be a true top 10, if not top 5 defense in the NFL. Given what they've done, we went out and we got a young linebacker who's got something to prove. Not to mention we still got TJ Edwards and Sean Bradley on there who've been learning the system. So you should be to coach them up. And not only that, the kid Avery, they had a couple other linebackers that got injured off and on that when they were healthy, they were nice little beasts. And then the defensive front that we put in front of you, if you can't get it done with those guys, and we just gave you a little bit more in the secondary, dude, if you're not kicking ass and taking names, then we need another general. we need another general.
Now here's the deal. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing to me is, even after last year, the defense not being all that impressive. Yeah, second half of the schedule, they had an easy schedule, and they were great. But Jonathan Gannon's getting head coaching interviews already after 1 year as a defensive coordinator. So if he does have a top 5 defense all of a sudden, Tank, are people just going to be throwing jobs at him left and right next year?
Probably not. I think
okay.
The thing with that was when they were, I was like, I still don't know why they were where he got any job offers, which I know they were quickly rescinded. And I'm laughing at the. It's kind of like all in who you know. So I don't know who he knows or who he's got some pictures of, because I still don't know why Cliff Kingsbury got the. I don't know how he got the job in Arizona.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
and it's like they were like we were doing what's best for Arizona. So you go and get somebody out of college who can't even get a winning record at his own college alma mater. Mm-hmm. Now the thing that they're saying is that they do due diligence on their search, and with the class action suit that Brian Flores has. Uh-huh. Did you hear the excuse the Denver Broncos gave for smelling reeking of alcohol and not really not taking his interview serious? I did not. We had just got in on an all-night flight.
Oh, that's right.
If you were truly taking this man serious, if that transpired, could you have pushed the interview back a little bit so that you look professional?
I do remember that.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't. You guys coming in there reeking of alcohol with looking excuse the language shit face. That doesn't say you're serious about having me there. But that was their excuse. I was like, please. I was like, don't say that in court, because the judge or the arbitrator is going to laugh you, and because he's going to laugh you right out of there. Because you're in control of the interview. All you had to do is, if you knew that interview was coming up, and if you were truly serious about that interview. Now, the other part of his case about, I don't know what's wrong with Miami. First they called. You remember when Dez Bryant? You remember when he went? You don't remember when he was in draft process? They asked, was his mom a hoe?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you were something more recently than that. No, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you already got that on the. So nothing surprised me coming out of Miami.
No, not the least. I'm legally obligated. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your point.
And these are all allegations. Remember, I'm
of course.
legally obligated.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, when Gannon was getting hell, Kellen Moore was getting calls.
Yeah, right.
Kellen Moore is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah, he
the Boise State hero.
Yeah, God.
So, okay, I'm legally obligated to ask you this question because it's football and the quarterback's a big deal. Jalen Hurts, huge step forward in year 2 as the starter, year 3 overall. What are you expecting from Jalen Hurts?
I'm expecting him to fully get it this year.
Ooh.
I'm expecting big things from him. You got AJ Brown, a guy you was working out in the offseason with. You got a year under your belt with Devontae Smith. That's not Devontae Swing from Jodeci. And you got your boy Jalen Watkins. You got Dallas Goedert. Only thing I'm going to be interested to see is who's going to be the thumper at running back, because I love as much as I love Booby. He's often hurt. He's like that. He's like that Porsche where the tire's always slightly flat.
Sure.
Stop at the gas station and get some air in it. And somebody's like, "Well, what you doing here with that?" Oh, I got to get some air in my tire. Anybody got some change? So
I'm looking for. Not that he's a thumper, but I am looking forward to Kenny Gainwell year 2.
I'm looking for that as well. But I'm looking for that. See, who's going to be that guy that steps up? That's going to be like okay. So Indianapolis last year. What's the kid's name? Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
Who's going to be that for us?
Oh,
he had
God.
He had 23 runs last year of 20+ yards. He led the league, and his offensive line. When you have an offensive line, that's how you breed confidence. And I feel like our offensive line, given the opportunity, as I think that we're going to get, because I think the one thing that I think from last year, and a lot of people were, because I laughed at Booby Sanders.
Miles Sanders.
I laughed at Miles Sanders when one time he ran the ball, and I want to say it was a Kansas City game, and he ran the ball and he got a good run, and he spiked it at the end. I was like, but I was at the Carolina game, where we were trying, after we had got the lead and we were trying to run out the clock, and you ran sideline to sideline two or three times in a row, running out of bounds, not having a wherewithal, and instead of being a team player, getting that field or even sliding before you get out of bounds to keep the clock flowing. And then I see the ultimate as a player that you never want to see is when you get to the sideline, the coach being like, "Get in the back. What you doing?" All we saw on TV was this. So I'm telling you what he said. Because the same thing happened when Deuce was here. The same thing was happening with him.
Right.
And it was like he was running. He wasn't running north and south. You always want a guy who doesn't run north and south. As a player on the defense, you want that. That gives me time to catch up. It gives me time to pick a lane to track him. Pick a proper tackling angle. When you look at, I want him, if he's going to be that guy this year, I want him. Is he going to stick that foot in the ground and go take what they give him until he can break those? He could be one of the guys leading the league in long ass runs. But you have to take what they give you first. Once you take what they give you and your offensive line wear that ass down, dude. Later on in them drives, it's like, oh God, he's gone again. Oh man, and then he'll be gone. But if you keep going left to right, you playing into my hands as a defensive lineman. I want you to go left to right. I don't want to chase you 7-8 yards downfield. That gets tiring. But but that's some of the battles I'll be looking at. And I definitely want to see Beef Jerky, see if he's our guy. We have to sign Jason Kelsey to another year contract.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see. I know Jason Kelsey, and I know Jason Kelsey absolutely loves him. Help scout the kid, for goodness sakes.
That's the selflessness. It's like a kid that I said this. I was on Jody Mack. I was on with Jody Mack.
Yeah, sure.
And I was he asked me about him, and I told him about he's a luxury. He's a Western luxury that we possess, because you don't find many centers with that type of longevity. I go to the Kevin Mawais and the Damani Dawsons of that nature. He should be a Hall of Famer. That's what I mean. When you look at his longevity, look at his ups and his downs, and he's handled everything with class and grace the best way he could. Even I've criticized him, and I've still talk to him. And when I criticize play. I'm not there to get personal. I criticize your play, and that's it. I was like, but he's taken all that in stride, and he's gotten better. And then he's still, and to have him scouting the kid that's going to I'm not going to say it's take his job. He's going to pass the torch to the kid.
Right.
And he picked a quality kid. He didn't pick a Trump. And so well, he did, because I saw Stout Guy. I saw Stout Guy. Stout Guy loves him.
Oh yeah, Stout loves him. Yeah,
Stout Guy. The offensive line coach, I call him Stout Guy.
Stout guys. Okay, good enough. Hollis, great catching up with you, my friend. Seriously,
it's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah,
and I know you like being a dad now. I heard the kids crying in the background last time I talked to you. I don't know what you were doing.
Nothing. I wasn't doing anything. No, my daughter wanted to play with what are they called? Clippers. And I'm a horrible father for telling her no, apparently. So there you go.
Yeah. I hate you, Daddy. Really?
I want my daughter to have all their fingers. What do you want from me? You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen the movie The Ringer?
Yeah.
You don't want her to be Avi.
What the hell, man?
You don't want her to be Avi?
No, okay, yes, true. Anyway, Tank, great catching up, my friend. I'm so glad that you guys got together for Brian Dawkins' event. Great seeing you, great talking to you. Great stuff on Nakobe Dean. Great stuff, obviously, on Jordan Davis as well, and great stuff always. For anytime we talk.
I'm trying to make sure I gave you all the good stuff, because I did talk to the defensive line coach too. He was great too. He's a great guy too.
Where are you getting the cheesesteaks from? Where are you getting the cheesesteaks from?
Either 3J's or where you go, Tony Luke's.
I like the sharp provolone.
I told the guys Tony Luke's first, because Three J's is in a nice part of town, so to speak. But 3 J's is a place my brother hit me to, and
all right.
But I also get mine from Del Rossi.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, that's a fine, yeah,
and Franco's.
Franco's I've had. Franco's is good. Yeah,
delicious.
Yeah. I don't discriminate. I just have a favorite because I particularly like their sharp provolone.
Oh, well, now are you a fish sandwich eater?
During Lent.
Are you a Popeyes guy?
I time and time again.
Well, Popeyes has got quite a tasty fish sandwich that you should embark on.
Okay, next time.
I can't seem to keep my hands off of them every time I drive by one. I was like, hey, this fish smells fresh. I think I'll go get me a couple. You're
not still doing the bang bang or the boom boom where you get 2 meals and you're not still doing that, are
you? Who's asking? Are you buying? Well, yeah. Occasionally I will stop there and get the sandwiches and I'll go somewhere else to get the fries. the fries and the shake. Man, what the hell? Give me one of your burgers.
Hollis Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Tank, always great catching up with you, brother. Thanks so much.
I appreciate you, baby. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Hollis Thomas joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line.